Hey guys, Dr. Martin Hart here. I want to take a little bit of time today to talk about finding that rhythm and balance within your own body. Okay, so we practice a lot of bioregulatory medicine, we do a lot of Chinese medicine, things like that. All of that is about finding the balance, right? In biological, bioregulatory medicine, we're looking at ways that the body regulates its own biology. We're looking at the natural rhythms that are already present, the natural systems, the natural processes, how they all move and regulate together. Chinese medicine, it's about the way the five elements and the organ systems regulate and move together with the energy centers of the body moving together and regulating and how they flow. And so it's important as we move along in your own care and your own health and healing journey that you start to figure out your body's own natural rhythms and its own natural flow, and then you seek to live in alignment with that, right? So in Chinese medicine, there's a typology, or there's a certain archetype you present. Like you have a particular, maybe not just personality type, but like body type that fits in with that within the different five elements. So you might be a metal type or an earth type, okay? So for instance, I'm a metal type. It means I'm very articulate. I like things a certain way. I like structure. I like knowledge. They call it the alchemist because he brings things in and then he changes them to a certain way, like a metallurgy system, right? But it also means I'm prone to skin issues or lung issues or colon issues. So I've had, not anymore, but as a child, I always battled constipation or small intestinal bacteria overgrowth, or allergies were a big thing for me with the lungs and the metal type. Okay, so I need to be paying attention to that. I need to live within that means. It also means I need to recognize that I can be rigid, right? And so I need to counterbalance that so I flow. And so I'm addressing my life, I'm making my life around my own system to know that about myself, my personality, my body, and I'm seeking to live in alignment with it, but also to balance it out. Okay, so that's very important. And so with patients, you want to seek out, like for your metabolic type, as far as like your specific best diet goes. Are you a protein type? And so you do better with higher protein, higher fat type diets, lower carbohydrates. Are you a carbohydrate type who might do better on a vegetarian diet or low protein diet? Are you mixed and you do better splitting it? To know that allows you to then work within that system. And so that's huge, getting to know yourself and getting to know your own body and then living in alignment with that. That's a key factor in Chinese medicine, living in alignment with that. And then bioregulatory medicine, the key idea there is understanding the way the processes in the body are supposed to work and supporting those for optimization. Not trying to take them over, not trying to do the job for them like a pharmaceutical, but we're seeking to live in alignment with that biology. Okay, so to give you another story, for me myself, as I started to learn energy medicine and I was working with using the different subtle energy fields of the bodies with my hands, well, I realized as I was trying to learn some of this, from that way, my hands felt very dead in that sense. I mean, I could feel them in a tactile, but I couldn't feel the energy like I could feel, let's say, in my chest when I started paying attention to that. I couldn't feel an aliveness. Now, what was interesting during that time is my Raynaud's in my hands were so bad, right? It was so easily triggered so consistently, which told me inside I wasn't tuning into my body and living in alignment with what it needed. And so as I got better listening to my body and tuning in, I could suddenly start to feel and move the energy in my hand, those subtle energy fields. Okay? So it was about getting in tune with it and then seeing where I needed to do with it. And that's the same thing. I want you, as not just a patient, you may not be a patient, but as just a person in general on your own life journey, get used to getting in tune with your body and seeing what's going on there. What is your body asking from you? Are you living in alignment with the rhythm and flow that is your internal body, but not just your body, but your mind, body, and spirit? Are you living in that rhythm and flow that it's asking you to do? And sometimes a symptom in a symbolic way is your body, your mind, body, and spirit telling you you're not living in alignment with our rhythm and flow, okay? Like, so for instance, I'm much more of a strength athlete in my physiological system. So if I try to do lots and lots and lots of running, I might get good at it to some degree, but I'll start to break down very easily. I won't be able to do as well as someone else because I'm not living that same flow. So my body says, hey, let's focus on a little more strength training that's within our system. And vice versa. Somebody else might need more of the rhythmic style. My oldest son, he doesn't do as well with weight training, but he does great with longer rhythmic exercise. He's like a different person if you can get him for a jog occasionally with that long rhythm and that over and over again cycle. He does great with it. That's what his body, his rhythm and flow needs, right? So I want you to get in touch with it. Now, here's a common block I find with a lot of my patients, okay, is that they've been living from here up, okay? They've been living from trying to fit into society, from whatever their parents raised them to be, however they learned to get their emotional needs met, their physical needs met as a child, and it had nothing to do with what their mind, body, or spirit, but especially their body needed, and it became all cerebral, okay? And to some degree, I can recognize this, as I mentioned with the hands, but to some degree, it was all about whatever I thought, not always about what I felt, okay? And so this happens to a ton of my patients on the table. I see that they're hardly in tune with their body. They might say like, well, I think my liver is doing this. Stop. Let's just tune in with that area. What's that area feeling like right now? I don't need to know if you think your liver is not moving enough bile. Okay, we'll sort that out. What I want to know is, what's it feel like there for you? They weren't tuning into the sensations. They were just thinking about what they thought, right? And that's important too, but it's only a part of it. I want to understand what you're feeling in your body. And so spend some time getting in touch with what your body's feeling. Not what you're thinking about what your body's feeling, but feeling what's there, okay? And then trying to live within that rhythm and flow. What is your body asking you? And then you can start to say, what is my spirit asking me to do? And what is my mind asking me to do? And see how to live in the rhythm and flow of all of those working together. Because that's how it's meant to go, right? It's obvious to see. When we live in tune with nature, with the flow of it all, when we live in tune with the elements, it works out better for everyone, right? And so let's learn to check in with ourselves and then live in the rhythm and flow of what's there. Live in alignment with that. All right, you guys, put in the comments how you tune into your body, mind, and spirit, how you have learned to live in the rhythm and flow of that. Share this with anybody you think would be beneficial for, and take care.